alongside each other. And he says what they're doing in the West is destroying the differences between the genders, and that is destroying the foundations of the world. And I thought, well, that's a pretty big statement.
Destroying the differences in the genders. That's a good way of putting it. Now, in the film, there's one guy, and he didn't have a wife, right? So he couldn't move into the...
That's right, yeah.
I mean, is that how it works?
Well,
so say you're a single guy, and you're looking for a wife.
No, in that one, that was a pretty hardcore. There's 4 communities that I visit. There was one that I was in mainly, and it wasn't the case in that one. You could go as a single person, and that's... there's a couple there describe how they meet, you know, that he cycled, I don't know, 400 kilometers to it, and she came from 1,000 kilometers from another direction. But they had an intention of meeting their soulmate, and they met within a few weeks.
Right.
But in the one where we sat down on a bench, the 4 of us, and he's talking about finding his wife, and his beautiful wife is on this side, and he's looking across at her. It's quite amusing. Right. So he went back home to his own town, you know, knowing that he needed a wife to actually move into that community.
And is this like an unwritten rule that they have in the eco village, or is this someone who's there to...
There's nobody there to actually police this, and it's just that when you go deeply into this perspective, it's an obvious conclusion that you come to, you know, that this is
because
part of the plan.
Obviously something like that in today's world, which with the LGBT movement, it's at absolute odds with it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I would suggest that the gay people that are being manipulated and it's being pushed for another agenda, you know, that this is deliberately being pushed all through the Western world, and there is a purpose behind that, which is another big story. Really.
All right. Now then, and tell us about the different obligations that the books say should be on man and woman. Yeah,
well, this is going to be very funny, of course, and that's why I thought making the film would be good, because I know it would be very controversial, and I like you know, challenging all, you know, mainstream thoughts, that the whole idea that, you know, man is evolved for a particular role and woman has evolved for a particular role, right? Now within me is female energy, right, as well as male, but obviously in this life I'm male, right? You know, can't get away from that. May as well fulfill that role. I was female in my past life, you know, I'll do that maybe next time, you know, but you know, you're given a body for a particular reason. So, you know, it's very trendy now, and it's all about identity politics, that, I'm being given the wrong body, you know. I mean, it's crazy, in my opinion.
I wouldn't disagree with you, mate. So the males will do the
a bit more physically demanding work, and is in a protective role of the family, you know, like see, the warrior energy, I believe that there is an attack on the male principle, right, around the world, in the modern world, because that is the most challenging to the authorities. Men are generally more disagreeable, women are generally more agreeable. That's just the way we're built, it's just part of our makeup. They don't want a load of uppity men challenging the authority, which is what happens, you know, when they're given the freedom. They'd rather have females who are more agreeable and would be more amenable to compromise all the time. And that warrior energy usually gets channeled, you know, to go and fight for some ridiculous cause, usually by false flag.